So, welcome everybody. My apologies for the delay. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, good. Um, let's start a little cleanup. So just breathe deeply and just breathe out. As you allow yourself to ride the moment. Just feel your body. Feel the air on your skin. Feel the weight of your body on whatever surface you're sitting or lying on. Feel your clothes on your body. Take a deep breath in. You can stay internally or externally. Ah, just allow yourself to slow down and take this time for yourself. You can see if there's anything you're holding on to. And if so, you just loosen your grip and let go of holding on as best you can. And check and see if there's anything you're pushing down or pushing against in this moment. Could be a feeling you don't want to have. Could be something you want to avoid. And just feel into how it feels to push down or push away. And could you again let go of the pushing and just allow yourself to feel into whatever you were pushing against as best you can. And as you do, you might notice that it softens or lessens, that you feel lighter, freer, or happier. And if you can get in touch with that, could you just tune into the lightness, the happiness, the freedom, and allow yourself to feel that. And check and see if there's anything you're wanting to control in this moment. If there's any feeling of being out of control, lacking control, and wanting to have control. And could you just let go of that sense of lacking control? And open up to a sense of having control. And check and see if there's more of that sense of lacking control and wanting to have it. Could be wanting to control a person. Could be wanting to control yourself. Could be a situation you want to go your way. Something you don't want to happen. Whatever it may be, could you let go of that sense of lacking control? And could you let go of identifying as one who lacks control in this moment? Just give yourself some time to feel into the release, the opening, the freedom, the joy. And check and see if there's any sense of lacking love in this moment, lacking approval, wanting approval. Could be a perceived lack of love for yourself. Could be a perceived lack of love from someone else. Could be a sense of lacking or not being able to love. And could you let go of lacking love, wanting love? Just a gentle opening. An opening to the love that's already there. Check and see if there's any disapproval of yourself coming up in this moment. And could you just open up and let that disapproval leave? And could you again open to love? Could you give yourself lots of love and approval for being just as you are right now? And could you give this moment and this life lots of love and approval? And could you let go of any identification with lacking love for or from yourself or others? And could you just open up to being love and being loved? And check and see if there's any sense of being unsafe in this moment. Could be, for example, about health, politics, money, the world situation. Could be just a general anxiety. And could you just allow that sense of lacking safety to leave? And check and see if there's more of that. Could be about the same thing, issue, or person, or someone or something else. And could you just open up and allow that sense of lacking safety to drop away? And could you let go of identifying with a lack of safety? And check and see now, after having released a little bit, if again you can get in touch with any sense of lightness, freedom, or happiness. Anything like that. The words you use are not important, just that feeling, that sense of that. Someone called it the sweetness of releasing. So could you feel into that? However small or big it is, tune into it and just drop into it. And could you open up to the unlimitedness of who you really are as best you can. As we stay in the silence together for a little while. Thank you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes if they were closed. Just try to keep this good energy with you as we continue the call. So the floor is now open for questions, sharings of gains, releasing assistance. You can press the raise hand button. It's under more or react, or just unmute yourself. And we have JK.
Hi, Christian.
Hi. How is you? Hello, hello.
Yeah, it's me. I actually thought my normal name would show, but I only had one hand free, and then it asked me to sign up again, and I had already done it, so I just did it quickly with my initials.
Okay.
So, but I can't keep my camera on today, so
No problem.
so I would like some assistance because I'm feeling a bit depressed most of the time, and I am worrying 100 times a second every day. I have a lot of worry around my son right now.
Okay. So, first of all, could you just allow yourself to worry and be depressed?
Good idea. Let's try it that way. Yes.
Just give those feelings of worry and depression, just give them lots of space. Just allow them to move as they want to move inside of you.
Yes, I can feel I hold back because they can get torturous,
Okay.
but not right now. Just that when they kind of escalate, it's just not nice, not comfortable.
So that holding back, what's that about?
Resisting the intensity of them, of the worries.
So can you feel into that resistance? And everybody release along as best you can.
Yes.
And could you just allow the resistance to resist?
Yes.
And give the resistance lots of space.
Yes.
And could you, as best you can, allow the resistance to leave?
Yes. There is a sense life is unfair, but also I must do something, I must do more. And it's also because I've been taking a lot of action steps. I used to spend years releasing to avoid taking action steps. Now I actually have to take some, do some things. Some are uncomfortable, scary, and I feel like I don't have the strength to deal with everything that's coming.
So could you first let go of, and just do it as best you can, let go of that sense that life is unfair.
Yes.
Could you let go of identifying life as unfair? Just do it as best you can.
Yes. When I do that, I notice I don't fully let it go because there is a feeling, a strong wanting to control life. It's like kind of like a wishful thinking. Oh, I so badly want life to be fair,
Ah,
but I don't believe it.
so could you let go of that wanting to control the life that seems unfair?
Yes.
And could you allow life to surprise you?
Yes. Positively. I only want positive, good surprises. I just have to make sure my mind doesn't pull a Trojan horse on me
Hmm. So could you open to life being good to you?
Yes.
And more.
Yes.
And you mentioned must. That there are musts there. Musts and shoulds. Is that right?
Could you repeat it?
Is it right that you're feeling musts and shoulds? You must do this, you should do this.
Yeah. And and especially if someone tells me that, I really resist nowadays. I'm kind of feeling nobody tells me what I must or should do, but yet I do it to myself too.
So can you feel into that clenching, that musting and shoulding?
Yes. Clenching I feel all the time lately. Yeah.
Could you take a deep breath and let go of that musting and shoulding as best you can? You don't have to say out loud if you don't
I
want.
know. When I'm in a good mood I will, but when I'm feeling down, I'm no fooling around.
No. But just try to do that energetically.
Yeah.
And just let go, open up.
I feel either a next clenching or the same, but it's the same worry of how things are. It's worry about the future, but also worry about how things are right now.
So could you see that new or same clenching as just a wave? Just waving, waving, slowly, getting slower, getting softer. Just allow it to come and go.
Yes.
And just allow it to soften, to lighten, to get calmer.
Yes. I do that and then another wave comes and another wave and they come intensely.
Okay. So could you just allow the waves to wave and unravel? And now could you let go of wanting to control them and just breathe slowly and allow them to come and to go as they want to. Just give them space.
Yes.
Could you just be open to things calming down? And
Yes.
could you let go of wanting to control the ebb and flow of this worry?
Yes.
And could you let go of identifying with the sadness and worry?
No.
Okay. So could you hold on to the sadness and hold on to the worry?
Yes.
And could you let go? Open up. Just give the feelings lots of space.
Yes.
Could you allow it to be okay as best you can that the feelings are there?
The feeling is very strong that it's not okay.
Okay.
I've had enough, and it almost feels like there's no way I could be okay with it.
So could you allow the not okayness to be okay?
Yes. The not okay is wanting safety for the body.
Okay. So could you let go of lacking safety and wanting to have it?
Yes.
And just feel the release as best you can. That little opening.
Yes.
And just check and see if you can allow things to flow.
Yes.
And what's there now for you?
A strong want, kind of a lusting or a yearning. Yeah, it's a yearning towards some better things in my life.
So could you allow that yearning to draw you towards better things?
Yes. And
Could,
here comes a belief that that's why I have to face such intense challenges. I'm actually facing everything I feared for a long time. And I kind of feel like I'm going through a painful wall to get to the other side. And it just seems like that's the way to go, but I would rather go around the wall. Uh, but I don't know if it's possible. It seems that there are things I need to learn in life through this, but I really don't like it.
or could you let go of that dislike?
Yes.
And could you open to life being good to you and guiding you?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to figure it out?
Yes.
And could you open to good things happening to you
Yes. I can feel there is one more story I need to let go of before I can welcome the good things. There's a woman helping me in the government. And she said because they need to deal with some things around my ex, I had to speak up and say some of the things he did. And they have to take care of it. And they say he's going to lash out bad on me because that's what that's what their experience says. So I can't let go of that story that she said that the next few months are gonna be very, very hard on me, and I need to watch my back. So that scares me because I believe that she must be right and that things are going to get worse. So that's the fear and story I want to let go. But I also want to let it go because I want to change it. So it's really about wanting control.
So could you let go of wanting control?
Yes.
Could you allow the story to be a story?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. But it's still wanting control. Now I noticed I'm saying yes because I'm wanting control.
So could you let that go?
Yes.
How was
Okay.
that?
I think I can move on my own now.
Okay.
In case someone else would like a go.
So just one time, could you be open to seeing and experiencing the goodness of life?
Yes.
Could you allow life to surprise you positively?
Yes. That's more like it.
That's more like it. Okay.
Thanks for I like ending with a positive touch when I release, so just what I needed.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Good releasing.
Thank you.
And then we have Latrice.
Hi, Christian. Hi, everyone. This is my first time. So I attend the Zoom session with Madeline. Do you know Madeline?
Yeah, I know her. Yeah.
Actually, the other Christian had actually recommended you, but I'm usually not able to attend due to the time of the day. But today is a busy day, but I just wanted to stop in and see.
Oh, cool.
So my thing is that I'm a very busy person.
Uh-huh.
Point A to point B to point C, D, all the way to Z and back. You know what I mean? So it's very hard for me to allow myself to get in a place where I can release or relax even, because it's like I'm always moving. So I was wondering what advice you would have.
Can you feel into that sense of, maybe there's a sense of having little time, of lacking time, or a sense of stress, or how would you describe it?
It's just I have a lot of things to do. It seems like I have enough time, but it's still a lot. So I just have to kind of stay on my schedule to
Okay.
make sure things get done.
So is there a sense of overwhelm?
I'm not sure. It's just I've been doing this for so long. I just don't really pay attention to those feelings anymore.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, my advice is to slow down and try to do one thing at a time. And just check and see as well if there's any wanting coming up for you when you focus on this issue.
There's some anxiety. I get anxious, you know.
Okay. So that's a feeling I had. Is that a lack of safety? A feeling or a sense of wanting safety?
You know, it's just because I don't know what's going to happen. So I like to know what's going to happen.
Okay. So check and see if you can just feel into that anxiety.
How do you feel into anxiety? I thought I was feeling it already.
Can you breathe into it? Can you take do some slow breathing and give the feeling some space and allow it to move as it wants to?
The concept is kind of new. So when you say allow space, so
You can relate to that, or is that
no, it's a new concept, allowing this feeling space.
so?
Should I more like visualize something? Can I?
I mean, it depends a bit on what's your dominant sense.
Mm,
I feel what we work in releasing, we work mostly or with feeling
okay.
best. So maybe if you can feel that you are trying to push away the anxiety or
Okay.
down some way, just
Okay.
that can you get in touch with that?
Yes.
Okay. So you're pushing away or pushing down? Doesn't matter that much, but
I'm pushing away.
okay. So can you just give yourself permission to feel that, how it feels to push against it? And just try to do that, not so much with your mind, but just with your body and your feeling center, how it feels to like.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just with it?
Oh, I'm not able to feel it yet. Again, this is all new, so I think it's just going to take some practice. I didn't want to take up, you know. For me, it's just I'm so used to it for many years. I'm just used to it. So it's like become like really deeply ingrained in my body because I'm so used to it. And I just push on, you know, so it's hard to separate it and push it. So I guess for me, I would have to really work on kind of pulling it out first to separate it and then push it away.
Sometimes because what's often keeping feelings in place is this pushing, often that we are wanting them not to be there. And that's why they're there, because there's never any circulation. So we just kind of hold them in place by trying to push them away. It sounds paradoxical, but that's what we often do. So could you let go of pushing that away if you could? Or could you let go of wanting to push that away?
Okay.
And would you let it go if you could?
If I could, yes.
And when would you do that?
I would love to do it now.
So just try and feel what happened now. You might feel a little bit, even just a tiny little bit lighter, or freer, or happier. I could sense on my end that there was this tiny, even maybe even just in the beginning, that it's not that big, but it's a small relief. I don't know if you could feel it.
Mm.
Okay. So, but instead of pushing away at the anxiety, could you just allow it to be there without wanting to do anything with it? Is that possible for you? And try and feel it in your body. Try and feel it is more of a thing you do with your feeling center, with your beingness, than with the mind. And just breathe as well. Try to breathe slowly. And you can even check and see if there's a particular place in the body that the anxiety is located.
In my shoulders and my core.
Okay. And you can even try and feel, is the anxiety hot or is it cold?
Don't really detect the temperature. I just detect it's very, I'm very tense. So just detect that, very tense and stiff.
So just check and see if you can allow it to loosen. And it's just a bodily thing we're looking for here. It's not a mental concept. So even to get in touch with it, you can take a deep breath and just let go.
Mhm.
You don't have to do it verbally, but just try to do that energetically. You can even open your body, open your chest. And in the beginning, it might not be a very big release. It might be just a small release, but as we work, as you get deeper and deeper, more and more chunks are released.
Um, I've seen, different, when I'm in the other class that I've noted, I see it working with other people. I just haven't seen it work with me yet. So I think I really need to get in touch with my body. So that way I think I'll definitely feel the effects of, it'll come a lot easier.
Yeah, that's for we often release from here.
I'm very cerebral, so that's why.
Okay. So then it pays to Try to feel your feet on the ground. Maybe feel your body on the couch.
Mhm.
And you can even imagine that you open a door in front of the tension. So the tension can start to leave. And there's no forcing in that. It's just a allowing. So it's more of a non-doing than a doing, if that makes sense.
You're allowing it to leave you.
And when you open, the thing is, when you open, it starts to let go by itself. You don't have to push it because every feeling wants to leave. It just wants to go. And yawning is a sign of releasing.
Oh, that's good. I guess I didn't even know.
No, it is. It's the brain is processing something. So check and see how you're feeling now, and then check if you're feeling maybe a little bit lighter or a little bit more.
Mm. Mhm. Mm.
And just check and see if you can feel into that feeling. Might be just a very slight feeling.
Maybe, I'm not sure. Um, I think I can just do this again later.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to take up too much time.
But it's the beginning, so just try to follow along.
Mhm.
And it's a bit like we're always like holding on to things.
Mhm.
A bit like just opening your hand. It's the equivalent of that physical action. So, and just as best you can, let go of wanting to figure it out with the mind, and you will just look for a feeling, and as best you can, allow yourself to be guided by that.
I
So,
remember.
is that okay for now? And you can
Yeah, that's a lot to work with right now. Yes, thank you.
have some. Okay, yeah. Thanks for coming and thanks for raising your hand.
Thanks for having.
And then we have Lisa. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Christian.
Hi.
We missed you last week.
A tough week.
I'm
Okay.
sure you weren't thinking about us, so it's okay. Yeah, I forget how many, just for the other lady, just as encouragement. Is it okay if I say something?
Sure, sure.
It just takes a while. You got to be super patient with yourself. It took me a long, long time, and I still call people. It's been since 2007. It took a year to convince me to take the class. A year. I had to listen to Larry over and over and over and hear the gains and I took that class so many times, like the weekend course that he used to teach.
Uh-huh.
So I just give you, encouragement. Be patient with yourself. Just because other people have gains doesn't mean you can't do it. So anyway, I just wanted to
Oh,
put that out there, and I still face or think I face issues. So anyway, that's just what I want to say about that.
thanks for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. I just wanted to release.
Okay, okay.
I had physical stuff. I actually just got a massage, so I should be a little more relaxed. And I just, it's like what the other lady said, a story in your mind. So I had an interview. Everything seemed to be fine. 30 minutes. And then I said, and at the end, he's like, well, I'm interviewing 10 to 12 people next week. So of course my mind is like, oh, forget it. You got competition. I don't know. And then I spoke to somebody else that I ran into, and he's like, psh, don't even worry about it. Who cares? 10 to 12. You're fine. Anyway, but it brings up some wanting approval.
Okay. So that story that you lack approval, could you just let that go?
Yeah. And that I feel the tension, the wanting control. I don't like undecided, just wanting to control everything.
Oh,
I just know it's there.
could you let go of that out of control feeling? That's of lacking control.
Yes. I'm going to say just the wanting to figure things out. That mind just grasps onto that before I even realize it. Oh, I could do this, and then I have that, da da da. All the different scenarios.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
could you first just allow your mind to
To just go crazy. To try to figure it out. Yes.
and just check and see if you can allow it to unravel?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to figure it out with your mind?
Yes.
And could you give yourself some approval?
Yes. Yes.
And what's there now?
I just find it strange that things after releasing and whatever, how the pictures changes on some things and it changes on others. Like people that I couldn't stand are just so nice to me, and things that I thought were a problem, not a problem. And then some things I don't like. It's very confusing sometimes. It's like, it's just wanting control.
So could you let go of that sense of lacking control and wanting to have it?
Yes.
And some more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's there now?
Well, I feel lighter.
So
Yeah.
could you allow yourself to feel even lighter?
Yes.
And even lighter.
Yes.
Could you open to the best outcome for you?
Wanting safety.
So could you let go of wanting safety?
Yes.
And some more.
Yes.
And how is it now?
There's some wanting approval.
So could you let go of wanting approval?
Yes.
And more?
Yes.
Could you give yourself some love and approval?
Yes. Yes.
And what's there now?
I don't know, some stuff come up yesterday about like childhood stuff, and you know how packed in that is. So I realized, like a lack of approval from parents and high expectations, like a whole combination, which I didn't realize it affected me as much as it did. So I don't know, just trying to figure that out. Trying
So
to love people that are just like they want the best, but it doesn't always come in like that, for a child.
So could you let go of wanting to love? Just the wanting.
Yeah.
Could you let go of wanting approval and love?
Yes.
Could you send some love to those memories as best you can?
Yeah. Yeah.
And could you let go of wanting to figure it out?
Yes. Yes.
And what's there now?
I feel like those feelings have been trapped there for a long time.
So could you
And I
gi-
was resisting a lot of it, a lot. Like, so
so
I
could
guess it's wanting to control the resistance.
okay. So could you let go of wanting control?
Yes.
Could you give all that lots of space?
Yes.
And could you allow it to loosen up?
Yes.
Could you allow it to unravel?
Allow it to what? I'm sorry.
Unravel.
Oh, unravel.
Um,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Wow.
and as best you can, just allow all the feelings to come up and out. They're just energies.
Yes. Yeah.
Now what's there now?
Well, there's a thought like about the feelings. It's like, can I allow it to like not attribute any meaning to this feeling or that feeling or believe? Does that make, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like they're little stories, you know? And then the mind go, oh, that's why you're acting that way, or that's why you do that. Like it's trying to make some connections.
So could you just allow the stories to be stories?
Well, then my life has no meaning.
So
How do I define myself? What am I identifying, right? I don't have any point of reference.
so could you let go of wanting control?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Could you open to the goodness of life?
Goodness of what?
Life.
Life. Okay. I don't know. It feels like it's shaded. It's not all good. It's a lot of dragons to fight and a lot of, I guess I want to control all the,
So could you let go of wanting control?
yes.
And check and see if you can notice the release. Any slight feeling of lightness, freedom, happiness.
It feels lighter.
So could you just tune into that lightness?
Yes.
And from that lighter place, could you allow things to leave?
Yes.
Could you get even lighter?
Yes.
Could you allow things to leave even more?
Yes.
And even more.
Yes.
And even more.
Yes.
And what's there now?
Yeah, now it's a quiet mind.
Okay, okay.
The mind finally shut up. Oh,
Wonderful.
takes a little while.
Takes a little while sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel a lot. I let go of the stories.
uh, just allow yourself to enjoy that.
Ah. Okay.
And you got a little message in the chat.
Sorry.
You got a little message in the chat for you.
Oh,
Um,
I'm like floating around over here.
so you feel complete?
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Christian.
Great, great.
Oh, that was sweet. Thank you, Latrish.
Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend. I have to go.
Bye. Have a good weekend too. Bye.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Is it over?
No, she had to leave.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to butt in. I was just, okay.
Oh, well, it's your turn. It's your turn, Princess.
Turn. Okay. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Well, welcome back, Christian. I missed you too.
Okay, okay. Yes.
If ever when listening to everyone makes me really aware that everyone is just me pushed out.
Not everyone?
Everyone is me pushed out.
Uh,
The releases were so good. So, can you hear me?
yes, yes, I can.
So I'm going to hope that I'm able to. I hope that you're going to be able to make sense of the words that I'm going to say to you.
Okay.
So 1 week from today is my 70th birthday, and so I've sort of had a life review, sort of um, surprised me. I didn't expect so much to come up for me. I'll tell you a couple of things. One of the things I've tried to stop watching political news in the United States, but I can't. And I just decided to go with it. One of the things that really triggered me was this immunity that the Supreme Court has given um, the ex president. And so I decided to really investigate immunity. And it's been very interesting for me because my two biggest health issues, one came from a weakened immune system, and the other one was an allergic reaction, which comes from an active immune system. Now, this caused me to remember a powerful dream I had in the 80s about the French resistance. Now,
About
when I was writing the French resistance,
okay.
are you familiar with the French
Yeah,
resistance
uh,
during World War II?
uh,
As I was writing out this dream, the French resistance, of course, was in France, but I put an apostrophe France's resistance. Well, my name is Frances.
uh,
So this dream was about my own resistance and immunity. If there's nothing, here's what I'm really astounded by is that most of my life has been about resistance, this protection, this fighting dictators, not specifically leaders, but you know, and of course I'm a child. I was born in the 50s, grew up in the 60s, the hippies, where
uh,
you look at every system, the police, politics, money, medicine. I mean, in every way, I have been sort of a secret resistor of all these systems.
uh,
And of course now here we are at the age of Aquarius, where I mean, I don't know if you pay attention to all of that, where there's this new system. It looks like a changing of the guard, that this new age is being birthed and the old age is simply about to um, fail.
uh,
And so there's much coming up for me about my own personal hang, hanging on to this disapproval of these systems as a way of protecting against whatever. You know, that there's and in the previous releases, when you say things like letting life surprise with good things,
uh,
there's such a guard against guarding against bad things, guarding against that. I just feel like I'm just a like a tiny bit left connecting me to that resistance that I feel is protecting me.
uh,
And another thing, like the other listener, I want to know how the story ends. You know, I want to know. In fact, if I'm going to go to a movie, I'll always say, does it have a good ending? Does it have? I need to know this before I invest time. Does it end well? And so this song keeps coming back into my mind by Iris DeMent. Just let the mystery be. And I love a good surprise. I do. I love a good surprise. I love a mystery, but I need to know that it's going to be a good surprise.
don't you need to know that?
So I need to know that the surprise will be a good one.
Okay, okay,
I'm
okay.
afraid to, yeah, I'm afraid I want to be on guard. Um, and the cancer I got in 2007, which is also when I got into Larry Crane's course. I got the CDs, but the cancer I got was actually the lymphatic system, the immune system just gave out. It was exhausted. It just gave out.
Uh,
So you know, that is certainly interesting, right? Um, so uh, and also I'm looking at my life and wanting I want to, who knows how long I'll live, but at the time, at being 70, I'm looking, there's some issues about death and will I have left a good legacy? And did I, looking back, did I make mistakes that will, but I'm feeling like you probably have the gist of what I'm trying to communicate.
Excuse me?
I said, I'm thinking at this point that you maybe have the gist of what I'm wanting to communicate.
I think so. I hope so.
Okay.
So,
I just I kind of feel like you do. So
uh, so could you let go of resisting the systems?
wow. I I would if I could.
So that doesn't mean that you. Bye bye, Evelyn. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Coming. So that doesn't mean that you can't wish for change.
Ah,
But when you keep
okay.
inside yourself, it could be quite painful.
That was a very big hit for me when you said I I I, you hit the nail on the head. I'm afraid that if I let go of my resistance to the system, then it means that I can't wish for positive change.
Mm.
That's what I'm holding on to.
So in a way, maybe you're holding on to negative things that you see with or within the system. Could that be
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So could you let go of holding on?
Yes.
And some more.
Yes.
And this a system consists of people. Could you open to the possibility of there being good people there as well?
Mm. Oh, yes. Yes. What a beautiful thing to say.
But could you also open to your life being free of, or your life being, the possibility of your life being good, regardless
Yes.
of the system?
My life being good regardless of the system.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Because obviously there are some changes that will need to happen that may be uncomfortable, and I feel frightened by that. But so could I be open to my life being good, even with changes in the system. Maybe.
Yeah. You grant yourself perfect immunity from
Mm.
all those systems.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's really good, Christian. Yes.
And could you open to yourself being a source of love and goodness in your world?
Yes.
Just allow that to make ripples. When you get in touch with your own love and goodness, just allow that to spread out.
Mm.
And how are you feeling now?
Empowered.
Great.
Yeah. That was a um that question was so powerful. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of at a loss for words. That was good. Thank you, Christian.
Okay. Good releasing. Just allow
Yeah.
yourself to bask in that power and that goodness.
Okay, I'm gonna just sit and expand on that.
Nice, nice.
Mm. Yeah, that, in fact, that was great. I have to say,
So it
great and good.
feels like a good place to stop.
Yes,
Okay. Wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming and thanks for raising your hand.
Oh, my pleasure. And welcome back.
Then we have, I'm not sure if I pronounce it right, Nishkala. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I thought it, sorry. Or Nishkala, yeah. You
Nishkala.
said it far. Yeah. It means whole, complete,
Okay, okay.
what cannot be divided.
Ah, beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, very nice. Is it like a spiritual name?
Yeah, it was given to me many years ago, long time ago. Mhm.
Okay.
It's Sanskrit, yeah.
Uh, uh, can I ask who gave it to you? Or is that
Siddhi Yoga, you familiar with that?
a little bit, a little bit?
Guru Mai? It was
I
Guru Mai.
heard about it. I heard about it. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I just want to thank Frances. I could relate to some of what she shared. I'm also about to turn 70 in a few months. That hasn't been on my thoughts so much, but I just wanted to report first that during, I don't know how long the time was where there was a guiding in the beginning. of this call. I had to lie down on my couch. And I don't know where I went.
Okay.
I hope you're understanding. You can hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. Okay.
I've been taking a new supplement that's supposed to be detoxing some part of the brain that has some heavy metal.
Okay.
And working with just a few days ago, I started it without any expectation of there might be some side effect, but I'm thinking perhaps this heaviness that the body mind has been feeling
Mhm.
might be that. Wasn't sure. So I just lay down, and I don't think I was even hearing anymore
Okay.
what the words, but when I finally sat up as someone began to speak, there was a notable lightness.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that even without consciously being aware of what the words said.
The words are not always everything.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pointers.
Yeah. It's the space here too. It's palpable. I find it palpable even before you came on with the music.
Okay.
It was entering this space of release. So that and the reminder of that's available,
That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that.
Okay.
I was like struck when I stood up. I haven't felt a lightness like that in quite some time.
Okay. Wow. Thanks for sharing.
And yeah, thank you all. It's so helpful and important. We can forget so quickly, but how important this gathering is.
And there's a power in gathering together in spirituality.
And just the knowing that's behind the gathering, that without anything happening or being done, without any release even happening, I think there's already it's implied, it's the intention, and it's already like it already is. Just being here is sort of the release itself in some way. This is just coming spontaneously now. I haven't actively done the process in a long time.
Okay.
And I used to be quite, well, used to be just part of me. And but there aren't as many thoughts happening now. Some of that seems to be problematic, actually. So there isn't so much to work with, it seems.
Okay. Beautiful.
But yeah, I don't know. Thank you for the beautiful. Beautiful is nice to hear always. But there has been, I'll just say, there's been a very strong habit. We can even label it addiction to news. I think those in the States, especially, but maybe can relate.
I can relate as well.
Okay. And having a phone now, it's like the news is attached to your hand. I mean, I didn't used to I never read papers. I didn't buy the papers. I wasn't interested in news. My mother, as I grew up, she had bought 3 papers a day and would watch the news on TV. And so I sort of had this resistance to news very early because I sensed all the negativity in it. I would go to sleep hearing the roll call for all the dead in Vietnam.
Okay.
Because that would be every night at 10 o'clock at the end of the news. They would have the roll call and names of people who had passed. This is just coming now. Don't think that. Anyway, so it's not like news was always sort of out there. And then I got so spirituality became so much a part of my life, you know, and the main focus. It was really on the periphery, on the, and but in more recent years, as I moved into life more fully in certain ways, and with the troubles, the more obvious troubles starting here in this country in America, my attention was riveted to it more. And then also on Facebook, although the Facebook friends are pretty harmonious, you know, and it's not my friends aren't all news oriented, but there was still something happening there as well. And we were all of the same general feelings about it. I don't know, I'm just going on and on about the history of my giving more attention to it. And for a while, later on for a time, I just didn't know how to deal with it. So I sort of shut it out completely. It was a resistance, a strong resistance, and fear being there in the mix. And then I started to get more interested again with just all that's been happening with the Supreme Court, with somebody being tried, you know, and a lot of dislike, but a lot of dislike for someone, and also at the same time fascination. I think that's a common thing. It's like repelled by and fascinated. It's like opposites.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And then, as Francis mentioned, that immunity thing really bugged the heck out of me as well. I was really, and just other things that are going on, just all the exposing of all the injustice, we could label it injustice, or, I mean, it's just what's happening. But it seems it's very easy to have an opinion about it and a reaction to it. And then it seems like nothing's quite going on about it, seems. And that creates for us another feel. It's like layers of feeling about Alito, you know, the flag, you know, it's obvious he has a strong partiality. As a Supreme Court justice, you're not supposed to have or show that you have. And it's in the news for a little bit, and then it's gone. It seems. And just this person who lies constantly, and doesn't seem to be called out for it. Well, it's like we're all getting used to. Now I might be going too far into the content here. But I don't know, even as I speak, it's sort of clarifying for me what's going on in my little world.
Would you like to release about it?
Yes. And what I'd like to release on also is the feeling of the compulsion to see the news, to be reading something about what's going on, or checking the phone, or looking at videos online. Yeah, I've heard, I don't know whether it was Lester who said, do what you do when you're doing it. Have you heard that one? And don't do what you're not doing when you're not doing it.
I haven't heard it, but it makes.
Have you heard that one?
No, I haven't, but it makes sense for sure.
Yeah, that just came to mind again recently, because just hearing that can that can create a release. Because we can resist that we're doing something that we think we shouldn't be doing. Right? Like I'm watching, I say I'm going to have a diet from news, somewhat, a little diet, that means you watch less. And then I see that I'm doing it still. Regardless of what I may want, I say I want. And so he says, just do what you do when you're doing it. And don't do what you're not doing when you're not doing it.
Okay.
It's like takes all the shoulds out.
So
Kind of a strange, yeah. Just thought I'd share that.
no, that was a good sharing. Good sharing. So can you feel into that compulsion to check your phone?
Yeah. It's not right here, right now, but I'll just.
So is that
It's a memory now.
okay? So that memory, is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting safety?
Control and safety. Control.
So could
So
you
wanting to know. Yeah, wanting to know.
so could you let go of wanting to know?
Yeah,
And could
I
you
could.
would you if you could?
Yeah.
And when?
Yeah.
And could you open to your own inner wisdom about what really matters? And could you let go of disapproving of yourself for sometimes checking your phone? And could you let go of any? Of
Can I say something?
course, of course.
What comes up sometime, there was a period I was very, very stuck for. I've been really, really stuck severely. I just want to be honest. And there was fear underlying, and the way of coping with the fear, as I wasn't releasing, was to be on the side of what was right, or to know what was right. Does that make sense? So there was judgment.
Uh,
I'm seeing some news story of something that seemed unfair or whatever. To be on the side, because there certainly are sides these days, very apparent. This polarity is just so defined. So I would go with the side that was the good side, or clung, wanted to hear that point of view. To feel safe.
could you let go?
Because
Could you let go of wanting safety that way.
Yeah.
Check and see if you can let go of even more wanting safety.
Yeah.
Could you let go
I
of
think that's like a primary, that's an underlying want that's primary in watching news.
uh, uh, uh. So could you let go of giving your power away to the news?
It came up as I have no power anyway.
So could you let go of allowing news to control you?
Yeah.
And even more.
Fortunately, though, it brought me here.
Okay, okay, good, good. Yeah.
Never know.
So just check and see if you can open to this moment. This nowness right now. Could you allow yourself to be,
News is always about the past, isn't it?
yeah, about the past and the future.
Yeah.
So could you allow yourself to be rooted in the present, in this moment? And just feel into what's here right now. Feel into your body. Feel into your breathing. Feel into your senses. Just check and see if you can open up to life being good right now.
Have to let my cat in a moment. She's
Just check and see if you can open to the goodness of this moment. And even the holiness of this moment.
The word of the week,
Mm.
holy.
Could you allow this moment to be your guide? Just surrender your worries to this moment. And see if you can open to life being good right now.
I've actually been making it a point to go out in nature more. There's a lot of beauty here.
Mm.
And that's it just that's the experience. I mean, one doesn't have to do that, of course, but it makes it very obvious that it's fine right now.
Ah, yeah, I was meditating by a tree today for
Mhm.
40 minutes before the call.
Yeah.
That's so you feel in a better space now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for coming and thanks for raising your hand.
I'm so glad it found me somehow. I don't even know how
Okay,
I found the group.
you're most welcome. Feel free to invite other people. Yeah.
Can they be new to this process too?
Yeah, I'm trying to get new people, totally new people, as long as they're open.
Mm-hmm.
That's possible. Okay.
I would like to just pop in and thank, is it Miss Kala?
Yeah.
It it was truly so enlightening and empowering for me. And Christian, I don't know if everybody feels this way about the way that you ask your questions, but for me, it's you're quite good at it, that you get so the so much to the heart. Anyway, I just have to acknowledge how incredible my release was and how impacted I was by this release with Nishkala.
Thank you. That's wonderful to hear. Okay, wow, we went long today. We're gonna go into little closing cleanup. So just check and see if you're holding on to something or clutching. Could be a feeling, or it could be something you really want to happen. Could be your ego. And that holding on is it's a demonstration of lack, in a way of saying you don't really have that. So could you just feel into the holding on? And could you let go of holding on? Very gently, but very deeply. And check and see if there's anything try to push away or push down. Aversion. And could you just allow that to loosen up? Could you let go of the aversion? Check and see if there's anything you want to change or control. Could be something that happened on the call. Could be about politics. Could be about yourself. Could be about something else. And remind yourself that wanting is lacking. So could you let go of lacking control? Could you let go of that sense of being out of control? Could you open up to trusting that all is well? I can see if there's a sense of lacking love. Could you, from the outside, from the inside for the outside, for the inside. Could be about all of those things. And could you let go of the perceived lack of love? Could you open to the love that is behind everything and inside everything? Could you even open to being love? And check and see if there's any sense of being unsafe in this moment. You can check your surroundings. Check if you are unsafe. And could you let go of lacking safety? Could you open to being protected? And check and see if there is any sense of being separate. Or wanting to be separate. And could you let go of wanting to be separate? Could you let go of lacking oneness? And attune yourself to the wholeness of this moment and to the healing of this moment. Thank you. Just gently come back when you're ready. Thanks for coming. Maybe I'll see you next week.